to have a quick look at the run-in of Swansea, Watford and Brentford, the 3 teams that I've got. I mean, look, if Barnsley come and sneak in or Reading manage to put a hell of a run together and finish second, then we're going to look silly, but can't see it myself. I think it's between the 3 for second place. So we're going to have a look at who we've all got left to play and what we necessarily might think is going to happen. Let's start with the Swans then. Obviously, Friday night, our first one is Birmingham away. They've just had a new manager.
Yeah.
Without going into too much detail, because we'll do a pre-match on it. How are we feeling for that?
Oh, I don't know. Not confident at the moment.
I think it's like a restart, isn't it? Treat it as a restart and set the sort of like, we've got to get a win.
Yeah, it is. It is a restart, and however we start this game now is going to sort of set the tone for the run-in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
put a marker down and say, look, we're not out of it. We're still here. And we're playing first, I think, for the first time in a while.
We're playing last. We're playing at 8 o'clock on Saturday night again.
Well, Birmingham is Friday.
Oh, not start Friday. That's what I meant. But it's 8 o'clock on Friday night.
Yeah, but they're all playing Saturday, aren't they?
No, everyone plays Friday, don't they?
Oh, it's Good Friday.
Yeah, it's just Friday.
It was a Friday night TV game. My bad.
No, Friday and Monday then, isn't it?
So we're pretty much all playing the same time, probably maybe at 15 minutes later. I haven't checked the kick-off times for the other ones. I'll have a look now. Watford. Oh, I'm lying. Watford are playing at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, they all play before us.
Brentford are playing half past. Brentford are playing Saturday.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I thought all the games were on Good Friday.
Saturday and then Tuesday Brentford is.
Ah, okay, so they're one day after on both.
So that
on both days.
They're positive there. They're gonna know. Well, they're gonna know what they need to do. It's only a positive if we win.
Yeah.
Really. Otherwise, sometimes mentality is a weird thing, and even if we lose, then that goes to their heads, and they don't take advantage. But either way,
look, we got it.
Birmingham away.
We got to win.
It's not necessarily as easy as what everyone's going to make out. You'd argue we should win that game, but they've got a new manager. Watford did just smash them, didn't they? So can we go?
No, it's time.
Lay down a mark.
It's time. It's time to be a bit. It's time to be a bit harsher. I think if we want to get second now, we've got to beat teams like Birmingham, and we've got to beat probably half the teams that we play in the running.
Right.
Got to.
Yeah, to get second, you've got to do the job, haven't you? I'm just saying it's not an easy game. That's all. But you are right.
Oh no! There's no easy game, game at all. But if we're saying we want that second spot, they've got to win that game. They've got to beat those teams.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd go as far as saying that the Good Friday game and Easter Monday game,
make or break.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Yeah, I think make or break. I think those 2 games then.
So it is. I don't know who away and then Preston at home.
Yeah, I think they got to get 6 points, or it could be curtains. I think
it is right, and I only brought the new manager thing in because it's the same for both teams. Although Preston will be their caretaker manager, I think, rather than a new manager.
I know it's typical, isn't it? We our first 2 games are like new manager
struggling
games.
For so long, and then by the time we play them next to each other, they've sorted it out. And usually, after that sort of thing, they'll stabilise a bit. And maybe even a draw is good for them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas not for us at all. So we've got to make sure we do a job, and there's a reason they're down there, and hopefully the reason wasn't their manager.
Yeah.
Although I think it was in Birmingham's case. Maybe not so much in Preston's. They've sold a lot of players as well. So again, that's Preston at home. That needs to be a win. Millwall away. I think they're quite
tough again. They're 10th and they're on the beach. It's another one they gotta win.
Yeah, they are 10th and they are 10 points off the playoffs. So
yeah, look,
they could win all their games that get in, but I just think if they lose on Friday, then they're probably done.
Yeah, I think this is the first 4 games that we've got after this international break now. You said Birmingham and Preston to New and Millwall away, and then Wickham at home.
Yeah, it's Wickham at home after that.
Look, I mean, realistically, I don't see it happening, but we got to get 12 points there.
I'd even go a step further, because then it's QPR at home, and I would say 15.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, look, I don't see that happening. I don't see us winning 5 games in a row.
I'm not saying we are going to get 15, but I think we need to
Yeah, I
get
know.
15.
Oh, I think look, if they win those 5 games there, which is realistic, because they can beat all them, especially Wickham and QPR at home and Preston at home.
Yeah, we'll
But
compare to Watford.
they'll be in there.
We'll compare
They'll
to
be in there.
Watford in a second. After those 5, it's Reading away, Derby at home, and Watford away. So Reading and Watford are probably the most difficult. Derby might be safe from relegation and on the beach. Reading might be fighting for their lives to stay in 6th place. So that could be a really hard one.
Yeah,
And Watford,
that's a hard.
Watford away last game of the season, it might be whoever wins second, or it might be a draw as Brentford second. Like, you don't know what's going to happen for that. That is like, if you can do the job before, but they will also be saying the same thing.
It's a horrific last 3. That is, I don't like that last 3 games. Reading away, Derby home, Watford away. But when we play Derby at home, that same fixture list, Brentford have got Watford, haven't they? So that could be massive for us.
So we'll touch. We didn't mention we've got Sheffield Wednesday away as well, which is in there somewhere, but I haven't got the exact date for that one because apparently it is rearranged.
19th of April, is it? I want to say.
Didn't put it down.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, it's in April. It's one of it's probably in between like Millwall and QPR somewhere in a midweek slot somewhere in them 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I guess you could go to 18 in that run, 18 points, and that's winning the game.
Well, look, if they win 5 or 6 games there in a row, they'll be in the hunt. They'll be right in there.
Moving over to Watford then. So their home form has been fantastic this season, and they've got Sheffield Wednesday at home to start off with. So I would have rather them have a tricky one after the international break, but I guess that's kind of smoothing themselves back into things, really. So I think they'll probably win that.
They'll do.
Middlesbrough away, so can Neil Warnock do us a favour? Maybe. Reading at home, so they got some tricky games after that first one back. They could drop points quite easily, and we could get back into the picture. Then they've got Luton away. Again, Luton probably going to be on the beach by then. Norwich away. It depends here, because if Norwich are still going for 100 points, they could be still playing like... It's a hard game, don't get me wrong. But if Norwich are kind of like home and dry, you're taking a foot off the gas a little bit. That's not what you want.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 is Millwall at home, and then 2 massive games for them, which is Brentford away and Swansea at home.
That's class. That's their last 2 games.
It's going to be insane that last week, because it could look like we're not in the picture, and then Brentford go and beat them, and all 3 of us are suddenly back in the picture. Like,
can you imagine all 3 are still in it on the last day, and we've got Watford? That'd be class.
So obviously Watford have got 1 game less than both us and Brentford. But still a lot to play for, man. It's hard to predict. I think Watford will...
Yeah, I feel a lot better about it now. I mean, I was looking at it before the international break. I was adamant that it was probably done.
Yeah.
But I think it rests on, like we said, we've got a massive first 5 games are all winnable. I think the first 2 get 6 points on the board, and we'll see where we are then. But
yeah. I didn't do credit for one of Watford's games as well. I was going to say they've got 4 games that I think they might drop point, but I'm going to change it to 5. So Middlesbrough away, Reading at home, potential for slip-ups. Norwich away and... Sorry, I mean 6, not 5. Norwich away, Brentford away, and Swansea at home. They're not, all easy wins for them. But the one that I was forgetting about, Luton away, is actually a massive derby.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So... and it's away for them as well, so that's not an easy win either. Because, well, I'm just going from what I see on like the Facebook fan pages for the championship, but Watford Luton seems to be the most fans are at each other in the entire championship, from what I can see on social media. They hate each other.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't realize it was that tasty.
Yeah, well, I didn't either, but I guess they haven't really been in the same league for a long time.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of all the London games are a bit dodgy, though, aren't they? I mean, Luton, QPR, Millwall, Watford, they can always be a bit tasty, can't they?
So
Probably miss some out. But...
Brentford, Watford, they're London.
Brentford,
I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Who knows? Watford, they might have maybe they peaked too early with this mad run of wins they've had.
Yeah, I mean we're asking for a favour, aren't we? But
sometimes though, we've seen in the Championship, like sometimes the team in second is liable to slipping up going into the run-in.
I'm not sure what Brentford's running is like, but we'll have a look at that. But I think, our running is better than Watford's if we can actually pick up some form and actually start doing something. Then we were with a hell of a shout there with those first 6 games. I didn't realise how good it was.
Brentford's
now that you've read it out and put it on paper, I'm just loving the look of that first 6 games that we've got.
Yeah. It's definitely... We got over... Our worst week was Bournemouth, Cardiff, and unfortunately we couldn't get anything out of it. But that would have been bonus, like... This is where you need to win the games to, like, put us in the picture.
Yeah.
Obviously, you do need others to slip up, but it's the Championship. People slip up all the time. Brentford then, so they got Huddersfield away to start with, so I mean tricky for us, but everyone else seems to find it alright. Birmingham at home, so they're playing them after us. Hopefully Birmingham will be like, we got smashed twice in a row now, we need to get do better because they got smashed by Watford and then us. That's weird, isn't it? It would be Watford, us, and then Brentford playing Birmingham one after the other.
Yeah, it's funny how it works out when it comes like that to the end of the season.
And Brentford, right? So we've got Birmingham, Preston, Millwall. Brentford have got Birmingham, Preston, Millwall.
Yeah, I know.
But it changes then. It goes to so it's Preston away, Millwall at home, Cardiff at home. Cardiff going to do us a favour.
I got Cardiff away.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bournemouth away, another tough one.
That's a big game, that is, Mike.
Because it depends on form, innit? Brentford could have slipped. We don't know.
Brentford could have slipped out. That's a massive game there, Cardiff and Bournemouth that week, because those two are looking in on the playoffs tonight.
Yeah. So it's really tough for Brentford, and if they don't manage to get wins in the games before, they could be dragged down into it. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, you'd think they will, but if they do slip out, they could be dragged into that fight, depending on what Barnsley and Reading are also doing. Like, if the 4 teams keep winning below them, it's not like, Barnsley are only 4 points off Brentford, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, regardless, Bournemouth and Cardiff will be wanting to win to keep the pressure on Reading and Barnsley.
Yeah.
And then we've got the big ones. Oh, sorry, Rotherham first. So there's Rotherham at home, which is a rearranged game.
That's the game in hand.
Yeah. And then it's Watford at home and Bristol City away. So they probably got the nicest end of the season in terms of like the last game.
You'd fancy them in that last game.
It depends. If they're out of it by then it's obviously irrelevant. But if Watford go and beat them, they might be not even in with a chance.
That's good as well. If they play Rotherham that game in hand midweek before they've got to play Watford on the Saturday.
Yeah. But that's
quite important.
You might want Brentford to beat Watford.
Well, yeah.
In the current situation, it's Watford that you want to lose points, not Brentford. And then you've got to back us to beat Watford then. And it doesn't matter what Brentford do.
Look, I mean, it would be absolutely amazing if it comes down to that last game, but oh my God, I really hope it doesn't. I'd love it if we got promoted. I'd love it if we got promoted the week before when Watford and Brentford play each other and they draw.
Yeah.
And we've got Derby.
4
and that
points
would be...
there.
Yeah, that would be the one that took... Well,
But that's a big ask, that is. But then the fixtures could help, there's potential for it, but by no means. That's probably like best case scenario sort of.
I'm really glad we did this because that run-in that we've got is so much better than the other two, by far.
Yeah, and it is, but it's only as good as what we make it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Look, if you're looking at that run of fixtures, what is it? 9 games?
9 for us, 8 for Watford, 9 for Brentford.
Right. If we don't win the majority of those games, we don't deserve to finish second. That's the bottom line. So I think could probably say it's in our hands with that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it is tasty. It's tasty though, isn't it? Like, As long as we could keep ourselves in touch, that last couple of games is tasty. Like, as much as it might be unbearable as well.
This is why we need the international break, because I feel so much better now. I just can't wait. I'm just thinking, it's love to be a part of the promotion race, and it's nice to be in the question.
Yeah, it kind of puts a different perspective on the last couple of weeks where a lot of the Swans fans and the perception around the team and us drifting off.
Yeah.
It's not at all like we're third, so that's 21 other clubs in the championship that wish they could swap positions with us. And we're moaning.
Yep.
Like, that's the bigger picture, really. Would you rather be Birmingham right now? No, we wouldn't, so...
Yeah, I know, but I think the position we have got ourselves in, we just don't want to see them throw it away now.
Obviously, football is full of heartache and emotion, but...
That's very poetic.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, every time you're in a position where you might go up, you're not going to go up every time. No club will ever do that. We did it, I say we did it. The 2 years before we actually went up from a championship, we kind of missed out on the playoffs, like, agonisingly.
Yeah, we've never actually been in, like, numerous promotion races, have we, for the automatics? If you look at teams like Brentford and like we said about Leeds and those sort of teams, being in the promotion race year after year and not getting promoted. So it is a bit different, isn't it? It's sort of our first.
Successful when we've got there, and it's like, kind of don't know how to take it when we're not.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But even when we went up, it tested my memory, but I think even when we went up in the playoffs, I think we were always sort of third and fourth. I think maybe we creeped into
at some point for automatics, and then it did turn into a fight to who can have the better playoff game by the last couple of games.
Think it sort of tailed off for a while. I remember we creeped into second like once maybe or twice, but we were never really properly in it, I don't think, like we are now.
No. Yeah, so I mean, look, that was good, and we won the playoffs. And you might even be able, if we are in the playoffs, guys, you might even be able to go to Wembley, some of you. So something to look forward to, isn't it? Like, even if can't take it, even if you'd rather take second to guarantee Premier League football next year, you've got a nice away day to look forward to potentially. And it's not even it's not even the fact that the Welsh government is like, you can't have fans in stadiums. It's in England, so they've already said that they probably will allow travel outside of Wales by that time. Like, we can travel to England, so as long as fans can go in stadiums in England, you'll be able to go.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm just saying, based on what has been said at the moment, it could all change COVID. And all that,
look, the playoffs could be brilliant. Well, we could be allowed to have fans in the stadium for the playoffs, isn't it? For the home and away leg, isn't it? And I know Wembley definitely.
That's what Boris said. This is why I was making a point. Last time this happened, the Welsh government said no, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, that
would be disgusting though. If it is playoffs and home and away, you can have fans, and Welsh says no, but England says yes, and there's no fans at home, but there's fans away. I feel like they'd have to equal it, because that's unfair. That's not fair.
That's a big debate, that is.
That would not be fair, would it? Like, and Cardiff might be in the same boat as us if they sneak in. Although, if we play them, then it won't matter because we both won't have any fans again.
Oh God, no! Let's not entertain Swans Cardiff in the playoffs ever, unless it happens.
It nearly happened. Remember that time when it nearly happened?
When
we went up.
It should have happened.
And they were like,
should have happened.
They were like, we'll have to take the Swans fans up like the valleys and come in a different way to Wembley.
Can you imagine that? I think, to be honest, on paper it should have happened because Cardiff should have beaten Reading. So I'd argue they were probably better than Reading at the time. Oh my God! Can you imagine a playoff final Swans Cardiff? Oh my God!
Can you imagine losing it? I can't.
No, that day, and it would have been the first Welsh club in the Premier League as well. That one, it would have been the game for the first Welsh club in the Premier League.
Well, look, it's the same as the last couple of years in the League Cup. They bottled their chance to play us in a knockout tournament. I think it's like 2 out of the last 3 years, we have played the club that put them out the round before.
Yeah.
On that note, anything else to say on the run-ins?
No, I don't think so. I just yeah, like we've said on other podcasts as well, and I tend to be the doom and gloom, and you pick me up and feel me a bit more positive about the game, and I think this has helped definitely. Looking forward to Friday now, depending on our injuries,
Yeah, I mean, we might be talking
depending on
after
our
Friday and be crying, but hopefully
like
not.
you may have to pick me up on Friday night when
Well, I
I'm
don't know.
slating this
If we
again.
lose against Birmingham and Watford go and beat Sheffield Wednesday, then 9 points seems
Ah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, that's done then. Yeah, and that's where we are at the moment, and that's why it's a massive game.
The other way
So
round, if we beat Birmingham and they lose against Sheffield Wednesday, then 3 points with the game in hand and to play them, all of a sudden doesn't seem like much again.
yeah,
And
I know.
that's
I wouldn't.
literally how much in the balance it is.
I'm gonna do this. I'll do this now before this because this is the checkpoint, right? This is the checkpoint of the season. I'm gonna say this to you now. Do you think we're gonna get second?
I don't think we will. I think we're going to get... Oh, I don't know. I was going to say fourth for a second, but then Brentford have been poor lately as well. I think they have been poor. I think they've been worse than us lately. Like, we've been moaning, but they've been worse. So I'm going to say third. I think we're going to finish third.
And then play.
That's
Who's gonna
oh
finish
god,
second?
I didn't even know. Do you know what? Cardiff.
Oh my God, no. Do you know what my issue is though? I think if we don't get second, we don't go up because I don't fancy us to. I think Reading are going to drop out, and I think Bournemouth or Cardiff are going to come in, and I don't fancy us to beat either over two legs.
I think Barnsley might drop our mind. I know they've had a fantastic run to get there, but do they have the can they stay there? That's another question. Can they answer that question? If they can, fair play to them. But Bournemouth and Cardiff are big teams hunting them down. So
yeah, I think the team that puts a run of form together and sneaks into the playoffs will win it this year. Because I think Brentford and Swans missing out. Say it is, for example, Brentford and Swans missing out on promotion. Would be bad. And then I think if it's Reading that are still stuck in there, I don't fancy them ripping up trees in the playoffs. I could be wrong, obviously. And then if Bournemouth or Cardiff sneak in,
you've got to say Cooper though. He loved his last year's experience, and
yeah. Look, we can't write ourselves off, but he's
got the knockout competition experience as well. And if Watford go up and Norwich, they're the two with the better defence than us, so we'd have that on our side as well. In terms of for knockout, you just don't concede. I mean, I think we got caught out in me going to Brentford last year away. That first 20 minutes of that game killed us. If you look at the two legs, Andre Ayew also missed a penalty.
Yeah.
So we played Brentford twice this year. We didn't lose. Second game they battered us. I know that. Reading, better team at home. Got them to play away. Cardiff, I mean, 1-1 in terms of games. I would argue if we play the same way as what we played in the game the other day, in a game between us in the playoffs, I think we win. I don't think they sneak a 1-0 twice in the same circumstances if that game goes the same way.
No, I'm quite excited though because it's just good to be in the conversation.
I'm not saying we beat Cardiff over two legs though before that gets. I'm just saying if that game happens again, which it could if it was in the playoffs, I think we win that. Who else was there? Bournemouth. I probably feel more. I think if they come in, that's probably the one I would want the least.
I don't think we'd beat Bournemouth over two legs.
Same. I think that's the one. I think we got more chance beating Cardiff over two legs than Bournemouth, but it would hurt more. that's the trade-off. It would hurt more if we don't, but I think we got a better chance. I think Bournemouth, they came down from a Prem last year and they got a lot of good players still, so they're in I feel like they're underachieving as it is.
Let's just get second then.
Well, that is the hope. That's the hope. Go on then. Before we end, we'll both say our top six. I'll write them down and we'll see you.
Top six. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do this now and then we'll read them out at the end of the season. At the end.
So we're not reading them out now then?
Yeah, we can read them out now.
Right,
we'll just come back to it to see how far off we were.
I'm guessing we're going to put both Norwich top.
Oh, I went for Barnsley.
You're lying.
I'm Barnsley to win the league, obviously.
So Norwich top, yeah?
Yeah, Norwich top, yeah.
Okay. Who you put in second? I ain't going Watford.
Watford, yeah.
Now I want to change it because you've done Watford. I don't want to be the same. So basically, we're predicting the playoffs.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Okay,
We'll do it all the way through if you want.
I've done the whole league. I don't know enough about the lower.
No, not the whole league. I mean the playoffs.
Swansea,
You do your
third.
I've gone Brentford third.
Brentford fourth.
Swans fourth.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth fifth.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Cardiff.
Oh, Reading and Barnsley to drop out. That's big.
Well, they've got to be big sometimes.
I'd like to see their run-ins actually. I think. Yeah, go on. I think Reading fifth. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think Bournemouth will definitely be in there. Bournemouth will definitely be in there.
You can't float all these around. You need to say what you think is going to be.
I'm writing it down. I've got Norwich, Watford, Brentford, Swans, Reading, and Bournemouth. I'm sticking with that.
So you got Brentford in third, Swansea
Brentford in third,
in fourth, and then
Reading and Bournemouth.
Oh, so you think Barnsley will drop out as well?
I want Barnsley to stay in.
No, you said it now. It's on paper.
All right, okay.
Barnsley's running, right? They've got Reading in their first game back.
Oh, that's massive.
So a draw there helps Bournemouth and Cardiff massively.
Oh my god, that's huge. Cardiff are going to get in there.
Then they've got Luton Town away, which isn't easy. Middlesbrough at home.
Yeah.
Which is tough still. Tough game. Coventry City, Huddersfield, Rotherham, Preston and Norwich. Norwich is the last game. So it's not too bad. Like, it could be worse.
Yeah, and do you know what I've decided?
What?
So Brentford are finishing third and the Swans are finishing fourth. Swans will turn Reading over 2 legs and Brentford will beat Bournemouth and it'll be Swans-Brentford in the playoff final.
I think I'd rather... I hate Brentford. I just don't want that at all.
I kind of do want it.
Oh, right. Well, I wouldn't mind if we win to see Thomas Frank like crying, but
part of me wants to see.
I just love it because when they lose a game, like they lost the other day, and he's like, or they drew, and he's like, oh, I'm not concerned because the stats say we made all these chances, and on another day we would have won. Well, mate, you didn't win, and this focus on, if you look at the stats, you've made more chances than any other team for the entire league. You're not first, though, are you? You're fourth. And you're quite far off first. So clearly, this just, I'm not concerned because the stats say, well, you didn't win this time. And there's been a couple of other games recently that you haven't either. So what's happening?
So you're not a fan then?
It's just arrogance, I think. He just comes across as arrogant because it's never like, the other team defended well. It's like, well, I'm not concerned because the stats show that we made enough chances to win the game and next time we'll put them in.
I'd love a crack at them in the playoff final, mind.
I would love to see him bottle it again.
Imagine we shit out a playoff final win, like just Cabango just wipes out the keeper and takes the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say he kills the keeper like Horahan.
1-0. 1-0.
No,
someone gets sent off for Ayew rolling around on the floor.
It would be better if Andre Ayew's in the box and then the keeper comes out and Andre jumps over his arm but then rolls around and then the ref gives a penalty in the 93rd minute. Cardiff have got Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday away. Forest is at home, sorry. Blackburn at home, Reading away, Brentford away, Wickham at home, Birmingham away and Rotherham at home. So they've got 2 big games, but the rest of them are quite winnable. And if they beat Reading, that's massive in terms of a 6-pointer.
I think if they beat Reading, they'll probably sneak in with the rest of the fixtures.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. They could easily get in.
So you're going Bournemouth, Cardiff then, are you?
Yeah.
So that means
I think it's going to happen. Bournemouth have got Middlesbrough at home, Blackburn away, Coventry at home, Huddersfield away, Norwich away, Millwall away, 3 away in a row, Brentford at home, Wickham away, and Stoke. So again, Norwich and
Brentford,
2 games. They could easily sneak in.
I think you're right. Actually, I think Bournemouth, Cardiff, but I'm going to stick with my gut and go red in Bournemouth.
And then looking at Reading finally, so they got Barnsley, we said that already. They played Derby, they got Watford, Cardiff, then Luton, then us, Swansea, then Norwich.
Reading.
Oh my god.
Nah, can I change my mind?
No, it's down now. That's probably the worst run-in. That's probably the worst run-in.
Yeah, Reading are going to drop out, but they're in my playoffs.
So you're a Reading fan now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been just over an hour, so let's call it on that.
Wait, before we finish, what? So you had Swans, Cardiff in the first in the semi-final, and that would be what? Brentford and
Bournemouth.
What's the final? And who's going up?
I think it will be Brentford and us in the final.
Oh, I'd love it. I want it. If we don't finish second, I want Swans Brentford playoff final. I just love to see it.
Could you imagine the Swans Cardiff semis and the Swans Brentford final? That's carnage.
That'd be the most horrific 2 weeks ever.
I know. And I don't know if I want to call that game. I have to say Swansea because you got to. But I don't know.
Well, they bottled it last year in the final.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look, we'll come back to that.
We bottled it. You could say we bottled it in semis, although we probably shouldn't have been there. So
yeah, we'll come back to that when we get there.
Let's maybe we'll revisit this 4 games out and see if we're still in the picture and have a look at it. But on that note, been a good one. So cheers for joining, Lee.
No worries.
If you haven't done so already, we did release some merch, so feel free to check that out over on Teespring. The link should be in the video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, then just go to our Twitter, which is
hang on,
at Swanscast Media, and there'll be a link. So Lee's just going to show anyone on YouTube the t-shirt right now. So that is the hold it up a bit higher. Hey, so there's one of our t-shirts. That's a black one. We got a couple. If you've got any ideas, we'll make some more. But we will be looking to increase our range. All of the money we make from that will just be going straight back into our content to improve the quality, like the microphones, cameras, anything like that. So appreciate anyone that does support us, and thank you very much if you have done so already. As always, though, don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all our content, or follow on Spotify, like the video, engage in the comments or on our Twitter. Let us know what you think, and we shall catch you in the next one.
See you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, to click the like button to help us grow. To keep up to date with all of our new uploads, hit the subscribe button and push the bell to ensure you are notified of all of our new videos. As always, engage in the comments and let us know your opinions on what we discussed today. And if you want to support us directly, check out our new merch where you can find some awesome Swansea related t-shirts.